Our planet is changing. The signs are everywhere, from the melting ice caps to the shifting weather patterns. We are witnessing transformations that are unprecedented in human history. The Earth's climate has always fluctuated, but now it's different. The rate of change is accelerating and the impacts are becoming more severe. Historical records show natural climate variations, but the current trend is alarming. The changes are happening faster. Weather patterns that once took centuries to evolve are now shifting in mere decades. This rapid pace is challenging ecosystems and human societies alike. These shifts are caused by an increase in greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Industrial activities, deforestation, and the burning of fossil fuels have significantly increased the concentration of these gases. Human activities such as burning fossil fuels are the primary cause. The energy we use, the cars we drive, and the industries we rely on all contribute to the growing levels of greenhouse gases. These gases trap heat from the sun, leading to a warming effect. This phenomenon, known as the greenhouse effect, is essential for life on Earth, but the excess gases are tipping the balance. This warming is causing a cascade of effects across the globe. Glaciers are retreating, sea levels are rising, and weather patterns are becoming more unpredictable and extreme. We see melting glaciers, rising sea levels, and more extreme weather events. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods are becoming more frequent and intense, affecting millions of lives. These changes have profound impacts on all living creatures, including us. Wildlife is struggling to adapt to new conditions, and human communities are facing unprecedented challenges. This is the story of how climate change affects wildlife, the challenges they face, and our responsibility to protect them. It is a call to action for all of us to take steps towards a more sustainable future, ensuring that our planet remains habitable for generations to come. In the intricate tapestry of life, every species plays a vital role. Ecosystems finely balanced over millennia are now under threat from a rapidly changing climate. Temperature shifts affect plant growth, altering the availability of food and shelter for animals. Changes in rainfall patterns disrupt water sources and breeding cycles. Animals worldwide are struggling to adapt to these unprecedented changes. Some species are shifting their ranges, seeking cooler temperatures or new sources of food and water. Others are facing a more uncertain future. The Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet. This warming has devastating consequences for polar bears, iconic symbols of the Arctic. Sea ice, their primary hunting ground for seals, is shrinking at an alarming rate. As the ice melts earlier in the spring and forms later in the autumn, polar bears face longer periods without food, leading to starvation and declining populations. The polar bear's plight is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet. Changes in one part of the world can have ripple effects that are felt thousands of miles away. In the rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra, orangutans, our close relatives, are facing an uncertain future. Deforestation, driven by the expansion of palm oil plantations, is destroying their habitat at an alarming rate. Climate change is exacerbating the situation, leading to more frequent and intense droughts. These droughts increase the risk of forest fires, further fragmenting the remaining habitat and threatening the survival of these intelligent and gentle creatures. Section 5. Coral reefs, cities under the sea, facing silent extinction. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are among the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. These underwater cities are bustling with life, hosting a quarter of all marine species, despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. From the tiniest plankton to the largest predators, coral reefs support an incredible array of organisms. They provide food and shelter for countless marine species. Fish, crustaceans, mollusks, and many other creatures find refuge in the nooks and crannies of the reef structure. This complex habitat is essential for the breeding and feeding of many marine animals, making coral reefs vital to the health of the ocean. But coral reefs are highly sensitive to changes in water temperature. Even a slight increase can cause significant stress. Climate change driven by human activities has led to rising ocean temperatures, which in turn has triggered widespread coral bleaching events. As the oceans absorb excess heat from the atmosphere, corals experience bleaching, a process that expels the symbiotic algae that give them their vibrant colors and provide them with food. These algae, known as zooxanthellae, live within the coral tissues and are crucial for the coral's survival. Without them, the corals lose their color and their primary source of nutrition. Without these algae, corals turn white and become vulnerable to disease and death. The loss of these symbiotic partners weakens the corals, making them more susceptible to infections and less able to recover from other environmental stresses. This can lead to the collapse of entire reef ecosystems. The loss of coral reefs would be devastating, not only for marine life but also for millions of people who depend on them for food, livelihoods, and coastal protection. Coral reefs act as natural barriers, protecting shorelines from the impact of waves and storms. They also support fishing and tourism industries, which are vital sources of income for many coastal communities. The decline of coral reefs could have far-reaching consequences, affecting biodiversity, food security, and the economies of nations around the world. Section 6. The plight of the monarch, a 1,000-mile migration under threat. Every year, millions of monarch butterflies embark on an incredible journey, migrating thousands of miles across North America. This migration is one of the most awe-inspiring phenomena in the natural world. These delicate creatures, weighing less than a gram, travel from as far north as Canada to the forests of central Mexico. Their journey is fraught with challenges, yet they persist, driven by an instinctual need to survive and reproduce. This remarkable migration is a testament to the wonders of the natural world. The monarchs navigate using environmental cues such as the position of the sun and the Earth's magnetic field. Along the way, they rely on nectar from flowers to fuel their journey and find resting spots to recover their strength. But the monarch's journey is becoming increasingly perilous. Human activities and environmental changes are creating obstacles that threaten their survival. Urbanization and deforestation are destroying critical habitats, while roads and buildings create physical barriers that disrupt their migratory paths. Climate change is disrupting their migration patterns. Unpredictable weather events such as storms and extreme temperatures can be deadly for these fragile insects. The timing of their migration is also affected, leading to mismatches between the butterflies and the availability of their food sources. Changes in temperature and rainfall can affect the availability of milkweed, the sole food source for monarch caterpillars. Without sufficient milkweed, the caterpillars cannot develop into butterflies, leading to a decline in the population. Conservation efforts are crucial to ensure that milkweed plants are protected and restored in key areas along the migration route. The loss of milkweed, coupled with habitat loss and pesticide use, has led to a dramatic decline in monarch populations. Pesticides not only kill the milkweed plants, but also directly harm the butterflies and their larvae. The cumulative impact of these threats is devastating, putting the future of the monarch migration at risk, highlighting the interconnectedness of species and the delicate balance of nature. The plight of the monarch butterfly serves as a poignant reminder of the broader environmental challenges we face. Protecting these butterflies and their habitats is not just about saving a single species, it's about preserving the intricate web of life that sustains us all. By taking action to mitigate climate change, reduce pesticide use, and restore natural habitats, we can help ensure that future generations will continue to witness the breathtaking spectacle of the monarch migration. Section 7. A Symphony of Silence, the Decline of Biodiversity. The impact of climate change on wildlife is not limited to individual species. Entire ecosystems are being disrupted, leading to a decline in biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth. Biodiversity is essential for the health of our planet. It provides us with clean air and water, pollinates our crops, and regulates our climate. The loss of biodiversity weakens the resilience of ecosystems, making them more vulnerable to further change. As we lose species, we lose vital links in the web of life, with unpredictable and potentially catastrophic consequences. Section 8. Our Shared Responsibility, a Call for Action. The evidence is clear: climate change poses a grave threat to wildlife and the ecosystems they inhabit. The time to act is now. We must reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and transition to cleaner sources of energy. We must protect and restore natural habitats. We must support sustainable agriculture and reduce our consumption of resources. Section 9. A Future Where Wildlife Thrives. The challenges are great, but there is still hope. By working together, we can mitigate the impacts of climate change and create a future where wildlife can thrive. We must remember that we are part of nature, not separate from it. Our fate is inextricably linked to the fate of all living creatures. Let us act with urgency and determination to protect the wonders of the natural world for generations to come.